What's up? It's Movies with James, and today I'm doing a first on my channel, and I'm going to show you my complete Scream Factory collection. Everything from my Blu-rays from them, my 4Ks, and some steelbooks. You know I love my steelbooks, so I got my shirt on. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm excited to have some fun showing you guys off my awesome collection from these guys. And I want to know, what are some of your favorite Scream Factory releases in your collection? So I'm gonna start off with my Blu-rays, and I got a decent stack. I'm pretty excited. I have a lot more 4Ks from them, but I'm gonna get started with the Blu-rays, and we're just gonna start off with one of the masters of horror, and that is John Carpenter. So we got Vampires. I have not seen this one yet. I do have it opened. Last year during the month of October, I watched one horror movie every single day. I just didn't get to this one because I have a lot in the collection. So I'm gonna watch this one soon and definitely be excited to check it out. I liked all of other John Carpenter's movies, so I think I'll like this one. Another film from John Carpenter that I definitely watched and I definitely love. It's also one of my wife's favorite John Carpenter films, and that is Sam Neill with In the Mouth of Madness. This movie, if you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. It is very well done, very well written. Sam Neill does an amazing job. It is scary, spooky, atmospheric, all of the above. Definitely check this one out. If you have not seen it, don't sleep on it. Check it out. Up next, I had to make sure this was from Scream Factory, not Shout Factory, but we got a creature feature. We got Lake Placid. I love a good creature feature. Lake Placid is one of the better ones. Jaws is probably my favorite movie of all time, so that's probably where my creature feature fix comes from. But yeah, Lake Placid. I wish I had the slip for this one. That is a very hard one to find, but I'm happy to have this in my collection. So Lake Placid. Up next, the wife, when Scream Factory was doing their sale last year, she said, hey, put this in your cart. I want this movie in our collection. And that is The Strangers. I don't think I have seen this one, and I need to change that. So maybe movie night with the wife coming up, I'll try to pick this one out. What we usually do is one of us will pick about 5 or 10 movies, and then the other one will choose out of that stack which movie we're gonna watch that tonight. It's a fun way to choose a movie, and I really enjoy it. So that's how me and my wife kind of choose movies to watch when we watch them together. So I'm gonna add this to that box, that list of movies for her to pick from. Stephen King, Master of Horror. Can't go wrong, right? I have not seen this one. That cover art is awesome, though. It looks like this movie's a lot of fun. Definitely need to check this one out soon, but it was on that sale last year, so it was a very good deal. Had to pick it up. Happy to own it. Always will add more Stephen King stories to my collection. Up next, we got 13 Ghosts. This one's a lot of fun. I mean, I don't want to say fun, but it's very entertaining. I need to check this one out. It's been a long time since I've seen it. It's another one that the wife, I think, put on her list to make sure I added to our cart to get in that sale last year. So if you have not seen 13 Ghosts, check it out. The next two I'm going to show kind of together because it's part 1 and part 2. I have not seen these, but they were hard to get from Scream Factory. They were constantly going in and out of print. On eBay, they were going for crazy prices. So I got the alert that they were back in stock, hit checkout right away. And that is for Silent Night 1 and Silent Night Part 2. Like a killer Santa Claus. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. I'll check these out during Christmas time, probably this next year, maybe Halloween. Tell me though, do you guys like these films? I haven't seen them. Are they worth checking out, or should I put them up on eBay? No, I'm not one of those guys. I'm not gonna do that. Up next, we got another John Carpenter movie. We got Body Bags. This is like one of those, I think, anthology style films. I have seen it where they have short stories, and there's like 5 different short stories to make up the film. This one is a lot of fun, gives you lots of twists and turns till the very end. I'd say check it out if you're a fan of those kind of anthology short story films. So I enjoyed it. And then up next, one of the last ones out of my Blu-rays. I do have 2 Blu-rays with slipcovers, so I'm going to show those off last. But the last one that I have without a slipcover will be John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China. This one is so much fun, so entertaining, great action, great comedy. It's definitely worth checking out. I think it's a classic in my mind, especially from the 80s. Do yourself a favor and check it out. So the last 2 I have slipcovers for, and they're beautiful, beautiful slipcovers. I'm not quite a slipcover fiend, but if I can have the chance to get it with a slipcover, I'm gonna do it. So we got King Kong. This is one of the older ones. I think this one's from the 70s. I really, really enjoy this one. The story's good. The animatronics, the puppets, or however they did the practical effects look good for the time. And the main actress in this, she is gorgeous. So Jessica Lange, she's fun. If you like King Kong movies and you have not seen this one, check it out. On the inside, you got the different reversible artworks. You got the classic King Kong image. You can't go wrong with this release. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm happy that I got it with that slip. And then another Sam Neill movie, space horror. I absolutely love this film. I have it on Blu-ray. I have it on 4K. I got the Steelbook. But I also have the Blu-ray release from Scream Factory right here. So that's Event Horizon. I love that slipcover artwork. On the Blu-ray case, you got the reversible artwork once again. So I enjoy that. I always love having multiple choices to display art. So when they have those reversible sleeves or reversible art on the Blu-ray case, I really enjoy that, and I wish more labels did that. I think it's just a great extra touch that they can add to that. Before we jump into the 4Ks and the Steelbooks, I do have one box set from Scream Factory, and it's probably one of their most famous box sets, and that is Friday the 13th Complete Collection. So I think this box is just absolutely amazing. I love the art all over the box, and I love that I have all the Friday the 13th films, including the newest one, the Killer Cut, in one collection. That is amazing to me. Friday the 13th series, Jason Voorhees is definitely one of my favorite horror icons, legends out there. I was always more of a Friday the 13th fan versus a Freddy or Nightmare on Elm Street fan growing up, or even a Michael Myers Halloween fan. I remember going to Blockbuster all the time as a young teenager kid and picking up all the Friday the 13th movies and watching them all the time. In a previous video that I released called I Just Found DVDs in My Closet, you see that I had the original Friday the 13th Complete Collection at that time in DVD form with like the very slim DVD 2-packs in each one, making up the box set. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I'll try to leave a little description up above. But yeah, so you got all of them in individual cases. I absolutely love that. I'm not going to show them all off one by one here. I'll make a separate video on that closer to the Halloween time, talking more about my horror movies. But yes, I am so happy that I finally have this in my collection. And I got it for a good deal. I think I got it for half off during that sale last year. So sometimes it pays to wait, sometimes it doesn't. This time I got lucky and I got it for half off. So Jumping in next, we're going to talk about all my 4Ks I have from them, and I have them all with slipcovers, so I don't have their complete 4K library, but I have a lot of their 4K library. I'm very close to completing it, but that's not a goal of mine. They have some titles they've released in 4K that I don't want to really pick up, take up that shelf space, take up extra money, right? So I'm just going to start off. We're going to start off with Piranha. This film surprised me. When I picked it up, I had not seen it. It was a blind buy for me. I was not expecting much. As you know, I love a good creature feature. This film surprised me. This film is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Great story, good acting for the time and for the story, and it was very entertaining from start to finish. So if you have not seen Piranha, check it out. I really enjoyed it. It's got the reversible artwork as well, kind of making fun of the Jaws poster or parody on the Jaws poster. But yeah, if you like creature features, you like horror movies, Piranha is very well done. I would highly recommend it. Up next, we got Return of the Living Dead. This is in 4K. You got the slip right there. This one, I don't think has the reversible artwork. No, it does not. So that's a little disappointing. I wish I had alternate artwork on this release, but the 4K transfer looked pretty good. I enjoy this film. It is a lot of fun. Very silly, but also good horror. Deanna Quigley, I believe, is in this. And she looks great as always. But yeah, if you have not seen this movie, do yourself a favor. Check it out. Got it with the slip. A lot of fun. Up next, we got Species. I wouldn't say this is a horror movie. I guess you could kind of say sci-fi horror in a way. Natasha Henstridge is the alien in this. This movie I definitely watched a bunch as a teenager. No judgment. But yeah, I'm happy to own this in 4K. It looks pretty good. I wouldn't say it's an amazing 4K transfer, but Species, the first one at least, is a classic in my mind in the sci-fi world. So if you have not seen it, check it out. I might be saying that a lot, so sorry. Up next, we got The Sword and the Sorcerer. So I got that with the slip, 4K. This one does have alternate artwork. That is very 70s, 80s fantasy artwork right there. I really enjoy that. I did not enjoy this movie as much as some of the others in that time period and the same genre. I don't think it's as nearly as strong as like Dragonheart or Dragon Slayer. Definitely Dragon Slayer is probably a closer movie to this than Dragonheart. Out of all those, I'd say this is the weakest of the ones I've seen from that time period and that genre, that fantasy, epic fantasy kind of film. But I enjoyed it still, but it's still not one of my favorites. Did I have to add this to my collection? No, but I got a good deal on eBay. It came with this slip. I think I picked it up for like $10. So for me, $10 is definitely worth it. I'll watch it more than once. I don't think you can find this on streaming anywhere, so that's why I love physical media. If my internet goes out, I can still watch my movies. That's why I collect them in hand. Before we jump into all of these movies, keep those to the side. Keep going on with some more of the 4K individual slips. And we got Alligator. Another creature feature. It's got alternate artwork on it as well. I really enjoyed this one. I have not seen Alligator 2, but the first one, it was a lot of fun. Funny story, but it works. Acting pretty horrendous, but you're not gonna get amazing acting out of a movie called Alligator about a killer alligator, right? The alligator death scenes and kill scenes were great. It was bloody. It was everything I wanted. Good creature feature. Rated R. If you're into that type of movie, give this one a watch. Up next, we got Black Christmas. This is a horror classic. It is a very slow driving film, not very fastly paced. Definitely an older horror style of film, but I enjoy this one. I like to watch this one in Halloween, not a Christmas movie for me. I prefer my Christmas movies a little bit more joyful and fun and funny and put a smile on your face. Black Christmas will definitely not do that, but this is a very good older horror film. So if you're into older horror films, check it out. Up next, we're gonna skip these because I want to show this off with my steelbook. But up next, we got Company of Wolves. I have not seen this one yet. It is still sealed, so I don't know if it has any alternate artwork or the reversible artwork, right? But werewolf movie, I'm pretty sure is what it's about. I love a good werewolf film. All their other 4K releases up to this point have been very good transfers, so I did pick this one up. I do need to take it out of that seal and give this a watch. Probably gonna wait till more Halloween time. Maybe I'll get in the mood for a good scare here soon and put this on. I have seen this werewolf movie though, and that is Dog Soldiers. This film is very British. Nothing wrong with that. This movie, a lot of people really, really enjoy and think it's very high up there in the werewolf genre. I did not see what they are seeing. I enjoyed this movie, but it's not one of my top werewolf films. Like American Werewolf and London puts this movie to shame, in my opinion. There is some cool werewolf designs, creature designs in this movie. It is definitely worth checking out if you are into that genre. I'm glad I own it, but I didn't love it enough to pick up like that big Second Sight Films edition. That is a gorgeous looking box set. This is good enough for me. I did not love it enough to double dip and get a nice big box set. Up next, one of my favorite zombie movies of all time, and this might be a hot take, but I like this one more than the original, and that's going to be Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead. This one is amazing. I love the fast zombies. I'm not the biggest fan of the slow zombies. I understand the time period that films were made, and the slow zombie had its kind of time period that it was working very well. I prefer that scary, fast, like rabies infected zombie that wants to like tackle you down and eat your brains, and that makes for a much scarier zombie experience film for me than the slow zombies. But I enjoy both, but if I had to pick one, I'm going fast, deadly zombies all day. Zack Snyder, Dawn of the Dead. Hot take, this is better than the original. Please don't unsubscribe. No, just kidding. Do what you want to do. But yeah, I enjoy this one a lot. So Dawn of the Dead, I'm so happy that they released this in 4K. I have not checked it out yet, as you can see, but I'm gonna put this one in the Blu-ray player here soon and give it a spin and see how it looks. We got another John Carpenter film, Escape from New York. I enjoy this movie. I don't love it as much as a lot of other people do. I don't think it is as good as the credit goes for it, right? As people say it is. I don't think it's as good as people say it is, basically. I enjoy it, but doesn't wow me. It's not a film that I see in my collection that jumps out to me like, oh, I want to put that on and watch it. I enjoy it. Glad I have it, but it's not one of my top Scream Factory releases. Definitely on the bottom side of that list. I love the originals, and this is one of the rare cases where I think maybe not a rare case, but I think the original is a totally different style film than this remake. Both have their place, but I think I like the original better, and that's the Evil Dead remake. This movie is bloody, gory, disgusting, everything you'd want in an Evil Dead film. So much blood, so much carnage and death and crazy kill scenes. check this film out. If you love the original Evil Dead, I think you'll probably like this one. I know Tim Talks Talkies is a huge Evil Dead fan. I'm curious, Tim, remake, original, what are your thoughts? Check this one out. Another horror film. This one I believe is from Tobe Hooper, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and some other classic films. I think he's in Life Force, directed Life Force as well, or helped out with that. But that is The Funhouse. So this movie is classic horror survival. Basically, like the title says, there's a big fun house, there's some killer clowns, some bad guys. I really enjoyed this movie. It was everything that I was expecting it to be, everything I wanted it to be. I love a good horror film, and this one delivered. Up next, we got The Howling. I like this werewolf movie a lot. I have not seen any of the sequels. I thought this was very well done. Great story, good acting. The werewolves in it looked great. I liked this one better than Dog Soldiers. I don't know. What is your guys' favorite werewolf movie? Is Howling better than Dog Soldiers, or is Dog Soldiers better than The Howling? But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Got it with the slip. Got same artwork on underneath. But Howling. Up next, we got Krampus, the naughty cut. My only complaint about this movie is the naughty cut is not naughty enough. There's not much difference between the regular cut and the naughty cut, but this film is a lot of fun. I watch it every Christmas, not Christmas Day, but during the Christmas season. One of the rare Christmas horror films that I want to watch during that time period. I enjoy this a lot. Good story, good acting, good callbacks to other films, and good creature design. Krampus is awesome looking. Up next, we got Life Force. We were just talking about Tobe Hooper, but we got another one right here. It's got the slip cover. The main movie you probably buy this for is because of Matilda May. So this movie is space vampires that suck your life force out of you, right? So Life Force, that's how we get the name. Main reason I think people buy this movie, like I just said, Matilda May. She's one of the space vampires. She basically nude the entire movie. She looks great. This film is a little bit different than some other films of the genre, but it works. I enjoy it. It is crazy, out there plot, a little bit of everything, good special effects. I'd say not top tier, but mid tier for Scream Factory. Up next, we got The Prince of Darkness, John Carpenter. This movie is absolutely brilliant. I loved this film. This one and In the Mouth of Madness are probably two of my favorite John Carpenter films. Definitely, if you have not seen this one, I highly recommend checking it out. John Carpenter is a master of horror, and he does not let you down in this film. So check that one out. And then up next, we have another John Carpenter movie, and that is They Live. I love this movie. You got one of the most memorable quotes from movies in this film. And it's, what is it? I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. So They Live is a fun, interesting story, kind of horror, a little bit aspects, but if you have not seen it, I don't want to give much away. Check this one out. I know I've been saying that on almost every movie I've shown off, but if you had to pick one to choose, I'd say this one or Prince of Darkness, In the Mouth of Madness. Those are the three you need to check out if you have not seen them. All three are from John Carpenter. Check it out. So up next, I'm going to show off a steelbook real quick and then 2 more slips, and you'll understand why I'm kind of doing it in that order, and then I'll jump into the rest of my steelbooks. So first steelbook I want to show off is Child's Play. So I love a good steelbook. I love the artwork on this. You got the babysitter, I believe, falling from the window. You got Chucky's eye up there, good title down there. And then you got a nice image on the back with Chucky and Andy right there laying in bed. Andy looks a little terrified. But I love a good steelbook. I kind of wish I would have double dipped and got the steelbook and the slipcover, but I didn't. It had been a long time since I had seen the Chucky movie, so I wasn't sure how much I was gonna love the Child Play films. Turned out I absolutely love them, so I wish I would have double dipped, but I'm not gonna backtrack now and go get the slip. I'm gonna move on with my life and just be content with having the steelbook. I don't need 2 copies of Child's Play. But up next we got the slipcover version. I don't have the alternate slipcover, but just the original for Child's Play 2. Out of those 3 Child's Play, the original trilogy, I'm not going to count all the movies after that in my mind. Some people love those. It's just going to be 1, 2, and 3 for me. This is probably my favorite out of that trilogy. It's definitely the strongest film in my opinion. I love Child's Play 2. And then I also got the slip for Child's Play 3. I love that. Chucky is looking scary with those red eyes and that grimacing look on his face. Looks like he's got some blood dripping out too. I enjoy all the Chucky films, especially 1 through 3. I don't think about the others. If you do, that's okay. Just my personal thoughts and opinions on them. But Child's Play 1, 2, and 3, absolutely amazing. 2 being my favorite. Happy to have all those in my collection. And then I want to show off the rest of my steelbooks. And then I have one more thing to show off after the steelbooks. If you have stuck around this long in the video, I want to say thank you. I love you guys' support. If you're a subscriber, I don't think of you as a subscriber. I know Bob's Blu-ray on his channel has said the same thing, but I think of you as a supporter. So if you want to support this channel, be a supporter, hit that subscribe button. Think of it as a support button, and turn that bell on for notifications for my future videos. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And I want to see you guys active in that comment section. Tell me, what are some of your favorite John Carpenter films? Tell me what are some of your favorite Scream Factory releases? And then tell me what would be a dream 4K Scream Factory release for you. I want to know all that fun info. Movies with James, one of my biggest goals with this channel is to help build the community. I want to build my own community, but really I want to build the movie collecting physical media world up and just enjoy this awesome community that we're all part of. So I just want to say thank you one more time. And with that, let's jump into the steelbooks. So I love John Carpenter. I love all of his movies. We got the steelbook for The Fog right here. It's got some nice spot gloss. I really enjoy this one. This movie is definitely very slow, more atmospheric horror, but it has a place in that horror lineup in my opinion. I did double dip on a John Carpenter 4K, and that is because they came out with this gorgeous looking steelbook for They Live. I absolutely love this artwork. It's got nice artwork on the back as well. That's all wraps around. So you can see it's one big image. I really enjoy that. This is just absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorite steelbooks from them. Probably one of my top 20 steelbooks in my collection. It did not make my top 5 list. I did put a video out recently going over my top 5 steelbooks in my collection. So if you have not checked that video out, check that video out. I think you'll really enjoy it, especially if you enjoyed this one. We talked about Stephen King earlier and how much I love his movies and his stories. So of course I had to pick up the steelbook for Carrie. This is the original Carrie film. Love this steelbook artwork. Very simple but effective, and a lot going on for how simple it is. The artwork on the back is great as well. You got the prom night going on, the prom blood scene kinda. Gorgeous looking steelbook. I love a good Scream Factory steelbook. I wish they released all their movies with a steelbook option. Up next, I have one more steelbook left, and then I found a Blu-ray just now that I accidentally did not show off earlier, so I apologize for that, but I'll show that off as well. But up next, last steelbook I have from them, Army of Darkness. I know I said Tim Talks Talkies is a huge Evil Dead, Bruce Campbell, Ash fan. I know he has this steelbook, but this is absolutely beautiful. I love this image. They are doing very well. Some spot gloss. It's got some good image on the back as well. Lots of small, intricate details. The more you look at it, the more you're going to see. I really love art like that. So sometimes I just catch myself staring at my steelbook collection and getting lost in time, just looking at all the amazing artwork that they put on these steelbooks. So the Blu-ray that I forgot to show off, it was hidden underneath the steelbooks. That was for Silent Hill. I like this movie. It's not the best video game adaptation out there, but they haven't done very many good ones, to be honest with you. For a horror movie, this one works very well. I enjoy it. Creatures, the bad guys have awesome design. Okay story, but it works. I enjoy this one. And the last thing I want to show you off with you guys, one of Scream Factory's most famous probably releases, and that's going to be like their Halloween collection. So I got Halloween 1. You got the hard box, not slip cover, but I forget what they call this. It's kind of another name. Slip box, I believe is the name. So yep, I have all of them with that slip box, which I was very happy to get. I know some people are getting them now with like a little bit more flimsy cardboard. That would upset me, especially since they released them with this more rigid cardboard at first. But I have Halloween 1. We got Halloween 2. We got Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I know a lot of people don't think this is a Halloween film. It doesn't have Michael Myers in it. I enjoy this one. I know it's a lot different than all the other Halloween films, but I really respect when a company, a director, a franchise tries to go a different direction and just doesn't stick with the same cookie cutter recipe for films. So I respect them for trying something different. I enjoy what they did. I know it's not the most loved film in the Halloween franchise. But yeah, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. We got Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. This one is fun. I haven't seen all the Halloween films in a long time, so I couldn't tell you which one's my favorite. Not the biggest Michael Myers fan. Like I said earlier, I'm a Friday the 13th boy. I love Jason Voorhees. But I had to have all the Halloween films as a movie collector, as a horror fan. I just had to have these in my collection. Up next, we got Halloween 5. And then after that, we got Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. We got H2O, 20 years later. And then we got Halloween Resurrection. I know those last 3 Halloween films are not very loved by the Halloween fanatics. I need to check them out, see what kind of all the fuss is about. But thank you guys for sticking around. This has been my entire Scream Factory collection. Everything from my Blu-rays, my steelbooks, my box sets, and my 4Ks. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Make sure you hit that like button. But as always with Movies with James, it's time for you to find a good movie, get some good snacks, and have a good night.